spend enough time online, you'll hear the same lines over and over again. Black people need to fix themselves. Get off welfare. Stop blaming the system. But what if I told you most of that narrative is wrong and it's been recycled for generations to distract us from the real story? How policy, not personality, shaped our economic landscape. The idea that Black America is broken or lazy isn't new. It's a repackaged justification that's been used since emancipation to explain away mistreatment. In reality, most Black households are working households. Over 85% have at least one employed adult. According to the CDC, Black fathers who live with their children are the most involved fathers in America. More likely than any other group to read, to bathe, and to play with their children. And while the media pushes welfare dependence, the majority of Black families receive no public assistance at all. The problem is not a lack of work ethic. It's that labor has not translated into ownership. And that's not by accident. It's by design. Let's talk about the numbers. In 2023, the Black buying power reached $1.7 trillion. That's larger than the GDP of Mexico. Over 3.5 million Black-owned businesses now operate nationwide. And Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs. But wealth isn't only income. It's ownership, it's access, and it's capital flow. For nearly a century, federal housing policies, discriminatory lending, and unequal education funding limited the ability to accumulate assets. The redlining maps from the 1930s became blueprints for modern mistreatment. These weren't just cultural failures. They were structural barriers. And yet, despite all that, Black communities continue to innovate. Across the country, a new generation is building a different economy. One based on cooperation, ownership, and legacy. In Atlanta, the Russell Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship mentors hundreds of Black startups. In Mississippi, Hope Credit Union reinvests millions back into underserved communities. And in Tulsa, Greenwood Rising preserves history while funding new Black-owned ventures. The constructive shift isn't about asking permission. It's about creating the blueprint for ourselves. So how do we keep building? Well, first, we must own what we create. Invest in land, intellectual property, and businesses that generate equity. Second, we must circulate the dollar. Support Black-owned banks, Black-owned stores, and Black-owned services. Third, we must educate forward. Be sure to pass down financial literacy, estate planning, and investment knowledge. Fourth, we must collaborate and not compete. Shared ownership beats solitary struggle all day, every day. And number 5, we must think generationally. Plant trees whose shade we may never sit under. This isn't about replacing anyone. It's about restoring balance through construction, not complaining. So the next time someone says, Black people need to just do better, tell them we already are. The real story isn't about deficiency. It's about design. And we're redesigning it. One brick, one business, and one family at a time. This is the Constructive House, where we don't just talk about our problems. We build solutions to our problems. Every time you spend $1, you cast a vote for the world you want to live in. But here's the hard truth. In most Black communities, that dollar leaves within 6 hours. Compare that to 20 days in the Jewish community or 30 in the Asian community. And when the dollar doesn't circulate, opportunity can't either. But this isn't a story of loss. It's a story of potential. Because the power of the Black dollar isn't in how much we have. It's in what we do with it. Money has energy. When you spend it locally, it doesn't just buy a product. It pays a neighbor's rent, funds a scholarship, creates a job, and sparks another business. That's called the multiplier effect. In communities where the dollar circulates repeatedly, wealth compounds. But when it flows out immediately, it drains faster than it can be replaced. So the challenge isn't earning more. It's keeping more in the house. After emancipation, Black dollars built everything, from churches and colleges to banks and businesses. But over time, discriminatory policies and integration without economic strategy weakened that internal circulation. The destruction of communities like Greenwood and the denial of fair loans through redlining didn't just erase wealth, they interrupted economic trust. Even in the face of that, the Black dollar kept building, funding civil rights movements, music empires, film industries, and billion-dollar brands. We've always had the power. We just have to redirect it with intention. Across the nation, new networks are forming to keep the dollar at home longer. These aren't just trends, they're tools. Each one is a brick in the economic house we're rebuilding. Every purchase is a micro investment. Every business supported is another foundation laid. To make the dollar stronger, we have to make the minds behind it stronger too. Financial literacy is not optional, it's armor. Learn how money works, how debt traps operate, and how to grow credit without becoming dependent on it. And then teach someone else, because financial freedom multiplies through mentorship. Here's the constructive blueprint for circulating wealth. Number 1, audit your spending. Track where your money goes. If it never comes back to your community, redirect it. Number 2, support local. Even small purchases strengthen the foundation. Number 3, bank with intention. Move accounts to community-based or Black-owned institutions. Number 4, invest together. Start or join group investment funds. Number 5, pass it on. Teach the next generation how to manage, multiply, and protect the wealth. This isn't about exclusion. It's about empowerment. The stronger our internal economy becomes, the more we can collaborate globally. The black dollar is not weak. It's undirected. When guided with purpose, it becomes a tool of transformation, turning survival into sustainability and struggle into structure. We've already proven we can earn it. Now it's time to own it. You already know the system wasn't built for us. You've seen how ownership and access were denied. But what if I told you the blueprint for our economic independence has always been within reach? This episode is about you, how you can create the foundation for financial freedom, build generational wealth, and turn survival into structure. Welcome to the Constructive House, where we build solutions, not just talk about problems. Communities grow strong when individuals grow strong. Schools, churches, businesses, they all thrive when the people behind them have financial stability. Consider this. While our buying power is growing, our asset ownership has not kept pace. And that gap matters. For example, according to the National Association of Realtors 2023 report, the black home ownership rate rose to 44.7%, the largest year-over-year gain of any racial group. But even with that gain, it's still far behind the white home ownership, who has a rate of 72.4%. And ownership isn't just about property. It's about equity in business, in capital, in intellectual property. The more we own, not just earn, the stronger our economic foundation becomes. That's why this episode is about the blueprint, the step-by-step plan, so you don't just survive, you own. Think of your financial life as a house. The stronger the foundation, the taller you can build. There are 4 pillars, and we'll walk through them together. Pillar 1, budgeting and cash flow. Pillar 2, credit and debt management. Pillar 3, saving and investing. And pillar 4, legacy and ownership. Now let's break them down. Pillar 1, budgeting and cash flow. If you don't know where every dollar is going, your money will often slip away unseen. A budget is not restrictive, it's directive. It tells your money where to go rather than wondering where it went. Pillar 2, credit and debt management. Credit is a tool. It's not a trap. When used wisely, it opens doors. It opens doors to business loans, home equity, investment capital. But when unmanaged, it becomes chains. As the McKinsey & Company study found, Black households often spend less on average than white households, but carry more debt and higher interest rates. We must master credit, not be mastered by it. Pillar 3, saving and investing. Earning turns into building when you invest. It's not just about what you make. It's what you make work for you. You want your money to feed you back. Even small amounts matter. Time plus consistency will beat timing. Start now. $1 invested today could be $10 tomorrow. Pillar 4, legacy and ownership. This is where generational change happens. Will you just use your wealth, or will you pass it on? Do you inherit debt, or do you inherit assets? Do you lead the next generation a fight, or do you lead them a foundation? Ownership isn't a personal victory. It's a legacy built. Now that the pillars are set in place, let's walk through how to start building them. You don't need a 6-figure salary to start. You just need a plan. Here are 5 actionable steps to begin right now. Step 1, track 1 month of spending. Use an app or a spreadsheet. Know your baseline. Step 2, automate a savings transfer. Even $50 a month adds up and sends a message. I am for me. Step 3, pay off the highest interest debt first. Remove that drag. Then redirect those payments into investing. Step 4, open or prioritize a retirement account like a 401k, IRA, and or a side investment account. If your employer offers a match, take it. That's free money. Step 5, plan one ownership move. It could be buying a share of a business, co-investing in real estate, or simply opening a business savings account. Ownership intention turns the earning cycle into an asset building cycle. These aren't big gestures, they're consistent ones. The person who starts today has a huge advantage over the one who waits. Remember, building financial independence is not about blame or waiting for permission. It's about taking action. Every step you take, someone else takes that step behind you. We all face barriers, some bigger than others. Historically, Black Americans have dealt with redlining, undercapitalization, and lack of access. And yes, income matters. But what matters more is what you do with it. The myth that we just didn't try hard enough is inaccurate and it's harmful. The challenge was never only personal, it was structural. But here's the flip side. You can control your strategy, even if you can't control the system. Use the tools, use the network, choose to build. The data is on our side. For example, studies show that Black fathers who are involved in their children's lives produce better outcomes. My advice: replace guilt with strategy. Replace distraction with discipline. Replace waiting with building. This isn't about jumping from zero to hero overnight. It's about steady steps, smart moves, and shared progress. The house we're building is stronger than fear, bigger than blame, and richer than the myth of scarcity. If you walk away from this episode with only one truth, let it be this: your financial independence is possible. Build the budget, master the credit, invest the time, own the tomorrow. This is the Constructive House, and the blueprint is in your hands.